Mr. Braud, would you give us your full name and DOC number?
Hi, my name is Jude Braud. I don't know my DOC number right off the bat. 739-835.
Mr. Braud, since we started our hearing a little while ago, your mother informed me that your name is Braud. So I'm gonna go ahead and call you Braud because that's my wife's maiden name. So we're gonna call you Mr. Braud today, okay?
All is well, man.
Okay. Ms. Hogan, thanks for joining us. I know you had some issues getting in, so we're glad that you were able to join us. I'm going to go ahead and read the list. We've added some people to the list the last time I discussed it, so I'm going to go ahead and read all of the people who are here on your behalf. Samantha Vasalovich, Lydia Wright, Erica Navalance, Danielle Wyman, Kenyatta Bartholomew, Kamiorera Allen Menenji. Speaking is Sarah Gozzola, Natalie Sharp, Michael Cahoon, Claude Michael Como, Katie Hunter Lowry, Hardell Ward will be speaking today, Amber Thorpe, Benita Softly, Devin Williams, Shani Bro, LaShonda Bro, your mother, who will be speaking as well, Johnny James, Christy Kelly, Brittany Dantzler, and Maisha Grau. I don't know how far we got, so we're just going to go ahead and go through the whole thing again. Let's go ahead and go through your parole revocation questionnaire. Mr. Braud, do you have that before you?
No, sir. It's not present.
We can put it up on the board for you on the screen.
Sure.
Do you see that, sir?
Are they working on getting it bigger on this side?
Okay. Yeah, apparently we were having some trouble with it earlier.
Yeah, there we go. You get.
All right. Yes, sir. I can see it now.
Okay. Is that your signature at the bottom of the page dated August the 24th of 2023?
Yes, sir.
And on that date, was all that information accurate and correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it still accurate and correct today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Ms. Hogan is here with you as your attorney. Are you ready to proceed with your hearing?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to read the allegations against you that allege your violations, and I'm going to ask you to plead either not guilty with a statement, or guilty with a statement. So the first allegation is number 4. You were arrested by the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office and charged with convicted felon in possession of a firearm and criminal trespass on January the 27th of 2023. On July 25th of 2023, you pled guilty to illegal carrying of a weapon under docket number 2300584. You were sentenced to credit for time served. How do you plead to that allegation?
I plead not guilty with a statement.
Okay. Number 6, excuse me. According to the police report filed under item number 2023003080, you admitted to having a firearm on January the 27th of 2023. How do you plead to that allegation?
Plead not guilty with a statement.
Okay. And finally, number 10, your supervision fees are $2,375 in arrears. You have not made any payments towards your supervision fees since March 23rd of 2022. How do you plead to those allegations?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor Ballard. I think that allegation was dismissed after the preliminary hearing that we had at the jail.
Okay, I think he's made some payments, I think he said earlier.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Braud, your case has been, what we're going to do is we're going to conduct an interview with you. Then we're going to hear from the people who wish to speak on your behalf. Then you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to the board. Ms. Hogan will close out and address the board, and then we'll vote. Do you understand our procedure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Braud, Mr. Braud, your case was assigned to me. So I'll begin our questioning. Tell me what happened on January the 27th of 2023.
Okay, I was inside and my girlfriend came inside and she wanted to walk our dog. But when she came inside, she told me that a man was outside in a car looking at our house suspicious and stuff. And she also told me that they looked like they were doing drugs outside of our house. So I went outside with my assault rifle and I also had watched her go walk my dog. And when I went out there, I noticed
Outside with what kind of rifle?
assault rifle is a BB gun. It was
Okay.
a firearm. And when I went outside, I noticed they were doing drugs in the car. So I asked them to go inside or move from in front of our property. And we didn't get into it. We didn't have no argument or nothing. They were like, okay. They went inside, and like an hour later, the cops had got called.
And why did you plead guilty to illegal carrying of a weapon?
I was sitting in jail 7 months over in Orleans, and I didn't get over to Tangible Hope Parish. I was calling probation and parole, trying to get them to help me out with that. They didn't assist at all. So I was just like, I'm ready to get home. I'm ready to get the situation over with. And it was voluntarily. That plea was voluntarily. They asked me did I want the plea, and I said yes to get it over with.
Did you in fact state to the police officers when they arrested you that you had a gun?
No, sir. He asked me, this was the questions the officer asked me. He said, did you know you was a convicted felon? I answered yes. He said, did you know you wasn't supposed to be around a firearm? I said yes. And he took me to jail right then and there.
Okay, did you show him the weapon that you had?
No, sir. They was not polite at all, so that's the reason I answered in that manner. I just was ready to get it over. It was late at night.
Did they ever get the weapon from you? Did you ever tell them what kind of weapon it was?
I didn't have a chance because they was not polite at all. I was really scared. I just was ready to get it over with, sir.
Tell me a little bit, when did you actually parole out?
Paroled out in 2019.
February 13th of 2019?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me what you've been doing since then. What kind of work have you been doing?
I've been working at Promise of Justice Initiative the whole time. I was a law clerk at Promise of Justice Initiative. I also took a extra responsibility to help like the brothers that was coming home from prison because I'm formerly incarcerated. I was helping them get like housing, driving license, and also I was helping them get jobs and stuff like that. And also I started a record label for myself. I bought a home. I actually was giving back to like the youth that was at risk, like of going to jail and stuff, telling them why not, jail not a place to be, prison not a place to be and stuff like that, giving them my testimony on my previous life. And I just was doing positive things like that in the community. Also, I was giving back to like the homeless around Christmas time and stuff like socks and essentials that was needed that I, felt that people needed. So I just was, all around giving a helping hand to the community and people in my community.
Since you got out in 2019, have you been arrested for anything other than these charges?
No, sir. I was actually on a positive path for myself, and I was doing excellent under the supervision of parole.
Now, there's some mention within your file that there were some issues with your neighbors. What sort of issues did you have with your neighbors?
You honestly want to know that, or do you?
Yeah, I do. Sure, I do.
Okay, well, these people are very racist, and she's been racially discriminating against me as a black man in this community since I bought the house, since day one. They've been very disrespectful to me. She called me niggas, all type of stuff. I still was polite. I could tell you a story. They had a snake in her garden one day, and she was really scared of it, and she knocked on the door and asked me to come get the snake, So, and I did, I helped her out a lot. I didn't think that she would do me this, but it happened, And I must admit, I was not the most responsible in this situation. I shouldn't even had nothing to tell them anything. I should have just called the cops, but I learned from my mistakes, and I'm very wise about what's going on right now.
What will you do if you are released? Will you go back to doing the same work that you had been doing before?
That's my passion, sir.
Okay. Tell me about your family life. Who do you live there with in that place?
I live with my girlfriend.
Okay. Do y'all have children?
No, sir. We just starting an establishment, man.
Question.
I have a question.
Ms. Wise has a question.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. I really want to applaud you for the work that you've done that was in the paperwork that we received. You are doing a great work. You are buying the house, as in legally buying the house?
Yes, I bought the house.
Okay, so y'all bought it jointly, or is just your house?
We bought it jointly.
Okay,
I did it that way for a reason.
tell us the reason.
Well, you know, man, my girlfriend, we growed up in poverty, and I just wanted her to experience something, you know, that we didn't have.
Okay, so you're purchasing a home. Because there's some indication in the record that you have, if you were successful today and you're released, where would you go live?
You know, honestly, I have a couple of places I can go if I'm banned from going to my own house.
That's what I wanted to know.
I have a house in Port Street.
Yeah.
That's our rental property, and I also have my mom's house in 1385 Center Street that she owns.
Yeah.
And also, we live in Florida also.
So your girl still stays in that house, if I can say your girl.
Yeah, she still stay there. She holding it down for sure.
Okay. And is there a wedding date set?
You know what, Ms. Wise, as soon as I set that day, you'll know about it.
So the answer is no, there's no wedding date
No, ma'am, no wedding day set.
as we speak. That's all I had, Chairman. Thank you for answering my question.
Yes, Ms. Wise.
Okay, now we'll hear from your supporters. First, we'll hear from Ms. Sarah Gonzalez. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Sarah Gonzalo, and I work at the Promise of Justice Initiative as a narrative storyteller. I've known Jude Braud for more than 4 years, both as a coworker and a close friend. Jude and I have many things in common, including our desire to use art and storytelling as a vehicle for change. There aren't many people as young as Jude who have chosen to dedicate their lives to support their community after leaving prison. Jude's priority for as long as I have known him has been to find ways to work with people who are currently incarcerated and to help youth find productive and interesting ways to thrive and stay out of trouble. Jude and I shared an office at PJI. I would listen to Jude to talk to our clients and offer a kind of support that only he could offer given his background. Jude was a hopeful voice for them. He used his deeply religious beliefs to accompany people incarcerated and help them remain positive. We went to LCIW together and visited with the women. He shared with us about his time there when the facility was a juvenile detention center. Jude was such a light to them. We have constantly discussed his plans to use film and music as a way to work with young kids in New Orleans and provide ways for them to express themselves while learning skills that will create opportunities for them in the future. This is not just a pipe dream for Jude, but a well thought out plan. Last year, I accompanied Jude to meet with a member of NOVA, a New Orleans-based organization that uses storytelling as a means to invest in communities. Both the NOVA rep and I were moved by the passion with which Jude spoke about his plans and the fact that he believes had someone invested in him when he was younger, his life would have taken a different course. Jude is not angry or bitter at opportunities that were never available to him. He's not angry or bitter at the course his life took, but he does understand that opportunities can change someone's life. And he works hard to make sure others have opportunities he never did. I myself can't wait to support Jude on this purpose, which I believe is remarkable and will make a difference in our communities. I hope the board will see what I see in Jude and will allow him to continue to thrive and work with others to thrive as well. I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now we'll hear from Hardell Ward. Good morning, Mr. Ward.
My name is Hardell Ward. I'm the Director of Community Impact at Promise of Justice and PGI's liaison at the John Franklin Business. Jude became connected with PGI while he was still incarcerated through programs designed to facilitate opportunities and success for his eventual return home. Through this, Jude received an internship at PGI, and it helped open another side of the criminal justice system that he had previously been unaware. Jude was connected to attorneys, organizers, paralegals, investigators, many who are in attendance today, both virtually and in person. PGI helped show Jude a wide variety of ways he could work within the criminal justice system to improve our community. For the first time in his life, Jude was able to see firsthand Black men and women in professional positions doing the hard work for the betterment of our community. He learned that the criminal justice system can restore and return individuals to productive, influential roles in our society. PGI was a place where he could work for reform while being active in service to our community. After his internship concluded, Jude applied for and was hired as a file clerk position at PGI. While hoping to organize and streamline PGI's processes, Jude showed he was trustworthy, reliable, and able to offer key insight and perspective on the criminal justice system. Jude became quickly respected and supported at PGI. When the COVID lockdowns began and officers were forced to switch to work from home, Jude was so trusted he became one of the few people allowed to be physically in our office. When the fears were at their highest, where trust was most needed, Jude was given the duty to ensure that all mail, pleadings from court, documents from clients, all paperwork was received, scanned, and distributed to all of PGI staff so that no one's case fell between the cracks. Under isolated conditions, Jude became an invaluable member of the Jim Crow Jury Project, which provided representation to over 1,000 clients across the state and connecting them to hundreds of attorneys across the globe. Every physical legal document flowed through Jude Braud's hands. And it was with Jude Braud that PGI was able to file for leave for over 1,000 individuals in under one calendar year. While this trust was earned, frankly, it was easy for Jude. He had shown throughout his time on parole that he was capable, productive, and dependable. Along with working at PGI, Jude established the Turning Music Foundation. Through his art, Jude produces music to encourage young people to steer clear of negative activities which could bring a person into the criminal justice system. It was in part due to his commitment to rehabilitation that Jude became our sort of de facto reentry coordinator. He did help other PGI clients who were returning home to provide housing, employment, to navigate the various bureaucratic processes that we deal with daily, but are new and complex to those who are returning from decades of incarceration. The same processes that once intimidated Jude have become his second nature thanks to his work in the law office. Jude, through the Turning Music Foundation, conducted Christmas and food and toy drives. He helped launch the career of other local artists. He even performed at Richard Branson's Virgin Unite event in New Orleans about criminal justice reform. DMF through Jude has met with Mario Davis, Jason Williams, Dillard University, and others to build connections to help build a better community. It was through DMF and Jude's contacts that the John Thompson Legacy Center was connected with Sabre Our Youth NOLA, and in hopes of creating a program that didn't occur because of this very incident, his reincarceration. In closing, I'm more than just a colleague of Jude. I consider him my friend, a brother. He is someone my son can look up to. I humbly ask and pray that this board recognizes his value and gives him an opportunity to return to working for his community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And finally, we'll hear from Ms. LaShonda Bro, Mr. Bro's mother.
Morning, thank you on time. I just want to say that Jude is my son, but I'm going to speak from my home, not just because he's my son. I got to see him every day since he came home from being incarcerated. And when I say I see a different person, it's different. No problems, none. Like all the pieces for the city, we came home, we helped everybody. I have been incarcerated for 40 years. You came home and helped another open street. 40 years. Jude helps all of our neighbors do housework, yard work, cook for me when I'm sick. He was my support. And actually leave me to stay with him and be okay. And now I don't stand that. And we in Florida. My daughter lives in Florida. And to leave my home, my son is gone. We have been a very good person that called the police. He's better, he helped. And I think he believed that he could talk to him and they would listen to him. But they did. So, with all my tears, because it's hard for me, I pray that y'all just see the difference. Let him go back to his job because they love him, he loved them, and this is his very first job. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Braud, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before we turn it over to Ms. Hogan?
I just want to apologize for handling the situation the way I did. And I want y'all to know that I'm tired of being in prison.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Hogan?
Thank you, Mr. Marabella. As you can see from the outpouring of support, the letters that I attached to my letter, Jude has made an impact on every single person that he's come across. I think what's also unique about this case is that the district attorney of Tangipahoa and the district attorney of Orleans made it known to me that they don't want Jude to spend more time in prison. I was involved in this case right after Jude got arrested. His plea did happen at his arraignment. There was no discovery. I mean, he was in Orleans for 7 months before he was brought over for his arraignment at Tangipahoa. But there were past issues, not to excuse how Jude handled the situation, but there were past issues with the neighbor. The manager of the president of the local HOA spoke in glowing reviews about Jude, and he corroborated that there had been issues with the neighbor. That same person spoke to the assistant district attorney in Tangipahoa, and that ADA in Tangipahoa immediately said, let's just get rid of this case with a misdemeanor. And at that point, Jude had been in prison for 7 months, and so he accepted the plea. He has an outpouring of support, as you can see, just from the people that are here virtually, the people that are there in person. And the 3.5 years when we were here for his preliminary hearing in August, his parole officer actually did make a phone call to try to see if they could stop or not go forward with it, because it was just a misdemeanor plea. And because Nathan Gordon, his parole officer, had said to me, I've had no problems whatsoever with Jude for 3.5 years. And so the Orleans DA, even at one point, we were going to court to try to see if the judge would be willing to enter a 930.10 to get Jude off of parole. This is before 930.10 was declared unconstitutional, but there is no prosecuting agency that wants to see him serve out his suspended sentence at this point. He's got a track record of doing very, very well on parole, aside from this isolated incident, and he is willing to abide by any conditions that this board puts on him. And so I would ask you to recognize all of the support that he has, the amazing work that he's done to give back to his community and to reinstate his parole. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I got a question from.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, says on 6/5/23 that a paralegal called representing offender and stated that he wished to revoke himself. Did that happen?
I don't recall, sir.
That was.
I never told him I wanted to recall. I never told him I wanted to revoke myself.
I know that Jude did have some, I think that the glacial pace of the justice system, I think at one point had frustrated Mr. Braud, and maybe, but no one from my office ever called to say Jude wants to revoke himself, and he doesn't know anything about that, but.
Ma'am, ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Braud, it sounds like you're in a very difficult living arrangement situation that you're in. You've admitted to us that you didn't handle it probably in an appropriate way. I hope you learned something from this experience. I personally would like to see you get out of that environment, but I'm not going to require that. You seem to have been doing very, very well. You've got tremendous support from the people that you work with, the people that you live with, prosecutors who have prosecuted you in the past and currently have prosecuted you, not desirous of any further jail time. There was some mention in Ms. Hogan's briefs about potentially the Louisiana Parole Project working with you. I'm not sure how much of that is necessary, but I would like to see you maybe take some anger management courses or something like that to be able to deal with you. It sounds like you've got a little bit of anger in you, and I'm not saying it's not justified. I'm just saying that maybe the more you learn about yourself, the more you learn about other people, perhaps the better off you will be. So my vote would be not to revoke you, to return you to supervision with the condition that you participate with the Louisiana Parole Project and take advantage of any programs they may have in assisting you with anger management and those kinds of things. So that would be my vote. Ms. Wise?
Mr. Jude, my vote is the same for the same reasons, and I concur with the special conditions stated.
Thank you.
Mr. Freeman?
I have a problem, a big problem. You're not supposed to have a gun, yet you pled to a gun. These prosecutors said they didn't want you to do no more time. I do not know a prosecutor that knows someone on parole, if they have a gun, will be revoked. So you pled guilty to having a gun, my vote is to revoke.
You have 2 votes to grant your parole and 1 vote to deny you, to revoke. 2 out of 3, that carries. All right, we're back on. The vote is 2, do not revoke, 1 to revoke. The vote today is that we do not revoke with the special condition. We will return you to supervision with the special condition that you enroll with the Louisiana Parole Project and take some anger management courses to as best they'll do an evaluation of you and they'll make some recommendations for you to take those programs. So good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Commander. Appreciate it.
Thank you.